Robert William Gary Moore Belfast, April 4, 1952. Estepona, February 6, 2011, was a British blues rock and hard rock musician, songwriter, and producer, best known for having been lead guitarist in bands such as Skid Row, Coliseum, and Thin Lizzy, and for his extensive solo career as a vocalist. Influenced by blues and rock guitarists, at the age of 10, he began to practice the guitar in a self-taught manner with the support mainly of his father. After joining some local bands in 1968, he left Belfast to settle in Dublin. In the 1970s, he was part of Skid Row 1968-1971, Coliseum 2 1975-1978, and Thin Lizzy 1974-1977, 1978-1979. In parallel, he began his solo career partially with Grinding Stone 1973 and Back on the Streets 1978, and collaborated as a session musician for artists such as Cozy Powell, Andrew Lloyd Webber, Eddie Howell, Rod Argent, and Gary Boyle, among others. In 1979, after leaving Thin Lizzy, he traveled to Los Angeles and founded G-Force, whose only album was released in 1980. After 2 years of working with Greg Lake, in 1982, before the end of the decade, he published 5 productions with a style linked to hard rock and heavy metal. Her debut album Skid reached number 30 on the UK albums chart. After leaving Skid Row and before embarking on a solo career, she made a guest appearance with Irish folk group Dr. Strangely Strange. Her single Parisian Walkways reached number 8 on the UK singles chart, and within a year was awarded a silver disc by the British Phonographic Industry, BPI. Her 4th studio album reached number 12 on the UK singles chart and also charted in Germany, the Netherlands, and Sweden. In addition, all 3 of her promotional singles entered the top 100 on the UK singles chart. In 1985, with the help of several musicians, including former collaborators, she recorded Run for Cover. It was among the top 10 bestsellers in the Norwegian, Finnish, and Swedish charts. In the latter country, it was awarded a gold record, and in less than a month after its release, the BPI awarded it a silver record. Its main single, Out in the Fields, entered the top 5 in the Irish and UK charts. After the war, achieved good positions in the European charts, reaching number 3 in the charts. On March 26, 1990, Still Got the Blues was released, which included his own compositions, covers of other blues artists, and the presence of guitarists, Albert King, Albert Collins, and George Harrison as guest artists. Still Got the Blues became his most successful album. It was awarded a gold record in Sweden. In 1992, he published After Hours, which turned out to be very similar to his previous production in terms of style and structure. It included his own songs, covers of blues, and, this time, a special participation of Albert Collins in The Blues Is All Right and B.B. King on Since I Met You Baby. It entered the top 10 of the best-selling albums in several countries, including number 1 in Sweden and Switzerland. It reached number 4 on the UK albums chart, establishing itself as his highest-charting album on that chart. In the United States, it reached number 145 on the Billboard 200, being his last work to enter that list. It was certified gold and platinum, his live production Blues Alive, his second consecutive work to reach the top 10 on the British chart. In 1993, he formed the power trio Bruce Baker Moore with Jack Bruce and Ginger Baker. Known as BBM, in 1994 they released the blues rock album Around the Next Dream. It reached number 9 on the UK albums chart, and their single Where in the World reached number 57 on the UK singles chart. Focusing again on his solo career in 1995, he released Blues for Greenie, a tribute album to one of his main influences, the guitarist Peter Green, considered one of his best albums by the website AllMusic. It was placed at number 14 on the British list. In 1997, with Dark Days in Paradise, he focused mainly on pop and the use of electronic rhythms, although without completely losing his blues rock and hard rock on the European charts, since in several of them he was positioned among the 30 best-selling albums. He resumed his career linked to the blues with the album Back to the Blues 2001. This new production positioned him again on the European music charts. In that same year, his only production entitled Scars was released and debuted at position 90 on the UK albums chart compilation albums, The Best of the Blues, Parisian Walkways, The Blues Collection, and Have Some More, The Best of Gary Moore. The latter reached position 7 in Finland. and was certified gold. In September 2011, his first posthumous work was published, the compact disc and DVD Live at Montreux 2010. Recorded at the Montreux Jazz Festival, this was his last performance.